airport, the mammoth crowd that was marching towards, the podium in Kisii. And right now we can see the deputy president, the former deputy president, trying to prop his profile again. It really speaks of a disconnect of what he has been using as a strategy, camping in Mount Kenya largely and refusing to be, or maybe electing not to be, in his home ground.
Matiang'i is basically not a politician. Or we can say he's not been raised, hajalelewa kwa siasa. That's how they put it, in the sense that he doesn't live, breathe politics. Like, for example, our two other co-panelists, Sabina Shege and Bazenga, all of them, for them, they wake up, they can smell opportunity. So, and that becomes a problem for him, because when he came around, I think he was carried away with the reception. And if you saw even the Kisii MPs that rallied around him, they gave him a platform to bolt out and start strong from home. Our politics are local, even though we say that we are moving away from ethnic-based politics, but you still come from somewhere. And even in the first world, even in the US, the Republicans have their stronghold. Even when Donald Trump was starting his campaign, he started with Texas. He started with the border, Arizona, the border with Mexico, because he knew he was going to drive an immigration-based campaign where he was saying, we don't want foreigners to come in. And he knew he was going to the heartland of the Republicans. I suspect, or I think, Matiang'i should have picked the same. But Matiang'i played gentleman politics kind of a thing, whereby he wants to showcase himself as a national leader. The last posting he had in government was interior minister. He was the most powerful minister in the second term of Uhuru. And I think maybe still in his head somewhere that he is this big minister that rules over the republic. He forgets when it comes to politics, it goes back to your polling station. Did you notice that after the elections of 2022, it was very easy to bash Martha Karua, because in her own polling station, they lost against Kenya Kwanza. So it was easy to tell her, even if you couldn't lock in your own polling station, because the perceptions and optics matter. Indeed. So I feel Matiang'i kinda did not have that long game, so that he came in, he quickly went to Gusii, he got a massive reception, in the sense that if the two governors could actually stop everything and give audience, they actually received him formally. He was almost like the chief of the entire Gusii land. And even Simbarati was forced then to accompany him, and where he was having his homecoming in Nyamira. Then after that, everything went down. There was a second opportunity during the by-elections where you had the MCA candidates seeking positions in Gusii. He did well, but was not the main engine. Actually, the fight was left to Kibagendi and Onyonka. They became the face of the MCA wins for Matiang'i's party.
With the UPA,
so, yes. So it became a fight between Kibagendis, the Onyonkas versus what is his name? The chief whip, Osoro. But Matiang'i was supposed to stamp his authority. He was supposed to camp there. You saw, for example, in Mount Kenya, that is where Rigathi was trying to stamp his authority in the Mount Kenya East. That's why he almost became the face of it. Although Justin Muturi was more or less at home in Siakago, but you could see Rigathi actually packed there for 2 weeks, waking up morning, evening in Mbeere. What is the idea? It was basically to buttress. Even if you don't win, it's just to showcase, like, I'm the chief around here. So I feel for Matiang'i it's a learning curve. So I feel that even the United Opposition as a team felt that they need to show up. Because if you look at the leading lights in that particular formation, the three leading lights in that formation are Rigathi Gachagua, we have Kalonzo Musyoka, and we have Matiang'i. The weak among the three is Matiang'i, because yes, he has an acceptability. He is known to be a very strong, for example, administrator. But does it translate to his vote? Can he say he can lock in their million votes from Gusii?
Just hang on a bit. So that we hear also from Sabina on this. The president, the former president, has actually now made very clear that this is a preferred presidential hopeful within the Jubilee Party. I know there has been acrimony within the party as well. You have suffered the brunt of it. But from your own perception, do you think he's a political deadweight? Yeah, he's coming in too early as a technocrat, has to maybe learn the ropes of how to become a politician. This has been seen. He's not really like milking some of his opportunity to build up his political, of course, optics, as it were, missing major moments and opportunity like even the by-election.
I think, yes, as he said, Matiang'i is not a politician. And